Andre Onana's medical report is out. We are going to look into it. What exactly does it say? We get to delve into Donny Van De Beek, who is changing the mind of Erik ten Hag with his performance in that friendly game against Lyon. Rasmus Højlund, a bid is being prepared, but Man United are thinking twice, thrice, and four times about it. It seems to be a hard paper. Welcome to the hotspot. My name is Webb, and we are back again this evening with the latest coming through concerning Manchester United. Subscribe if you haven't, and of course, if you have already, turn your notification on. If you have done that as well, you are the absolute legend. Let's get proper into this Man United talk. Now, the latest that has come in, we have known since day earlier on today that Andre Onana arrived at Manchester to undergo his medical at Carrington earlier on today. It's around 3 p.m. His flight was delayed. He was supposed to be touching down last night, but his flight was delayed. He arrived later today at around 3 p.m. in UK time, and he was able to undergo his medical. For the past couple of hours, he has been trapped in a medical, but the report has come out, and guess what? It's a positive report. If we are to get into the details, Andre Onana, remember, we are talking a player who had ever been tested positive for use of wrong substances, which was a mistake, and he did come out and admit he took tablets that should have been for his wife. But Onana has now passed the Manchester United medical, and he has signed the contract. We are United waiting to finalize a few visa details so that he's unveiled tomorrow, most likely, according to what we are getting. But the most important thing is that Andre Onana has passed his medical at Manchester United. Now, I must admit, I was quite, I'm not unsettled, about the medical, because it's always a thorough, complete check, and you certainly know that at times things may not happen the way you want them. And I was really hoping it comes through well, and it has come through well. It's a good report. So Onana has no issues. He's signing that contract 5 years with an option of a further 1 year. He's becoming United's #1 goalkeeper. Donny Van De Beek, after scoring that one goal, a very important goal for him in that friend against Olympic Lyon, came out and spoke about Andre Onana and how Manchester United have signed the top-class goalkeeper. I think it is what we already know, but we are hearing it more from someone who has played with him before. Van De Beek himself is of course, now subject of talk after his performance in that 1-0 win against Lyon. He came out excited and talking with confidence in that post-match press conference, and he's feeling like maybe the manager might think twice about loaning him or selling him. He is also leaving himself open for what is about to happen. He's open to what comes. He might stay, he might go. He's not ruling out anything, but he was happy about the fact that he came back after a long time, laid off by injury. Returns, and is able to score that one important goal in that win against Lyon. So Donny Van De Beek is back again, I think, trying to fight for his place. Well, I love that attitude, because I do know for a fact that Van De Beek is not a poor footballer. Injuries were an impediment on him, but probably given the proper chance, he can come out and redeem himself. But well, we want money right now to sign players that we need, and if Van De Beek is a player who's going to give us money, then so be it, he can go. But if there are other players who can who can bring in some money for us to be able to finance our moves, I think we would go for those. So that's why, speaking of moves we need to finance, Rasmus Højlund's bid with Atalanta is still being prepared, not yet tabled, not because United are not exactly ready, but it's because they are hoping to buy time and be able to increase on what they have, because United has so far spent about 102 million of the 120 million pounds that we have to spend. So we're left with about 18 million pounds that cannot bid even for I think Sofian Amrabat or the fifth option of players we are looking at. And in this case, we are looking at the hottest striker in our eyes, that is Rasmus Højlund, who is priced at about 70 million euros. So obviously, we have got to be able to have some more money, a lot more than 18 million. So what's happening now is United are waiting to be able to sell so that we can top up on what we have. So if we are going to go on and proceed and bid for Rasmus Højlund and other players like Sofian Amrabat, and Axel Disasi, whom we so much want to sign. So it's a tricky situation because the leftovers are not enough for us to sign anyone. So that's why we're a bit slow in bidding. But we know for a fact that we should be able to sell some few players. Alex Telles could get us in about what 4 million. I think that is what we are getting from reports. That's what Al Nassr could pay to United. 4 million pounds. So if you add that to the 18 that is left, that's 22 million pounds. Then if we have to get 15 million pounds for Anthony Elanga, so that add that to 22, that's 38 million pounds. Then we add on okay, that's 37 million pounds. Then add on what we could get for a player like Fred, who could get us like a 20 million. That could be 57 million. Then add on what we could get from a player like Scott McTominay if he's sold, maybe about 25 million as well. So we can raise a cool 70 or 80 million pounds, which would be enough for us to buy some of the key players we want. So, but we have got to sell them first if that's going to happen. So that's why remember, Andre Onana has been bought for an initial upfront pay of about 42 million pounds. But total including add-ons is about 47 million pounds. So that's where we are. But we are looking at what we are paying first, and that is what totals to 102 million pounds if you add on what we are spending on Mason Mount. So you see that we don't have so much money to spend. We've got to be able to sell if we are going to buy. So that's where we are. It's the conundrum we are in. Of course, there is a bit of confidence that we'll be able to sell players in time. I just wonder how much time then we will have for us to get the players we're looking at. If Atalanta's Rasmus Højlund is being wanted by PSG and is the striker we are focused on, if Atalanta are going to have to wait for us to raise funds from selling, then we go and bid. If PSG move fast and bid, it is very possible that they might actually convince the player to look the other way, because there is no guarantee that we will sell the players we need to sell to raise the money. So the lack of funds is a tricky situation that we are in. But yeah, we do hope that we'll get past it. But I think it's a good thing now that Onana is done and dusted. The plan is for him to go and join the camp, the tour of the US. We'll be playing against Arsenal in about 4 days. That's a crucial game coming up. So it's important that Onana will be in that game, and I think he will be, because what now is being done is they are working on his paperwork for him to be able to fly to the US to go, and of course to go to New York and be a part of that tour after we're done with the UK. So here we go again, having Onana starting in between the sticks. I imagine he will be in goal in that one. So there's a lot of positivity going on, and of course you saw how Donny Van De Beek was excited talking about him. So it shows you that I think the whole energy around the camp is revamped now, knowing that we've got a world-class goalkeeper that the gaffer has wanted. So there's a lot to look out for, or to look forward to when you talk Manchester United. So that's where we are. It's an interesting situation, but Andre Onana is done. He has passed the medical, and well, we are now getting to wait and see who is coming next. The bid for Rasmus Højlund is being prepared, but also the manager Erik ten Hag spoke about Johnny Evans and how he understands the game so well. I wonder what he's reaching at, because even in his prime, Johnny Evans was never a starter for Manchester United. But well, at 35, maybe he's good enough now to start. I mean, in a backline that has Harry Maguire and Victor Lindelof, obvious, and Luke Shaw playing there at times. So obviously, Johnny Evans with experience can come out there and make a case for himself. So we could see him extending his short-term contract and staying a bit longer as one of the options there in the central defense. That would be shocking, but not surprising, I think. So that's again where we are. So there's a lot coming through concerning Man United, but I think the whole point is that there is a certain belief and positivity and energy around the team. Marcus Rashford, when he was extending his contract at the club yesterday, when it was confirmed he signed, he was saying Erik ten Hag is clearly now the right manager for Man United, the right person to take the project forward. Remember, Marcus Rashford has been wanted by clubs like Paris Saint-Germain, but his commitment to United is based on the belief and trust in what Erik ten Hag is doing. So it shows you that whatever is happening, there is a whole lot of belief and full backing of players, of all the players. And for me, that's so important. If we are going to have players playing for the manager, they have got to believe in what he's doing. Even when he has been ruthless, yet it has paid off. And those are the things that show trust, that can bring, win over the trust of the players. If you're seeing a bad captain in Harry Maguire, you've got the ruthlessness of stripping him of the captaincy. And Wayne Rooney as well is praising him. For me, this was a statement. What more communication does Harry Maguire need to get from Ten Hag to tell him we're done with you? We don't want you here. So obviously, Harry Maguire should accept the interest from teams like West Ham, Tottenham, and all the other teams that want him. So that's where we are. There is a great vibe around the club. There is, I think, moves being made. There is significant progress in what we are doing. So there's obviously no reason for us to be jittery, even if we don't seem to be selling players so fast. I think we've got to believe and have the confidence in the whole project and whatever is happening. So that's where we are. This is the hot spot. My name is Webb. It's a good day. Finally, Onana is a Manchester United player. He has signed his contract. He will be unveiled today, rather tomorrow, and later on he will be flying over to New York to join the team for that preseason tour of the United States, where we will play Arsenal, Real Madrid, Borussia Dortmund, and several other clubs. It's going to be an awesome time. So subscribe. I will be back later with more Man United talk.